G'day, Aussie Bonsai bloke here. How you go? Today, got this olive. I'm going to do a repot on this one today, so that's what the video is going to be about, just giving this one a repot. It's in an old pot that got cracked from a previous olive that grew too strong of roots and cracked out the pot. As you can see, I've glued up the back. So the pot's still useful to use, but not that great. But anyway, I'll either put it back into this pot, or I do have another pot which I might put it into, which the that bottle brush came out of. So if it fits into where the bottle brush came out of, I'll put it into there. Otherwise it's going to stay into here. Go back into here. But anyway, history of this tree. I've got that mic on again too, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I didn't think it made much difference really. Like, apart from the wind, it was really good in the wind. You still get the echo. I'm actually trying right now. I've actually got the windsock on in the shed, which may or may not stop some echo. But anyway, I mean, I'm in the shed, so what do? That's all I got. Just have to live with it, deal with it. But anyway, bit of history on this tree. I reckon, I'm still trying to think, but I reckon probably 4 years ago, I dug this up on the side of the road. I'm not sure I've done a video on this one before for you guys. I don't think I have. I feel like I don't have many trees, but then when I look around, there's still some trees around the place that I haven't done videos on, so I have a few. But anyway, history of this tree, dug it up 4 years ago roughly. Just driving past an olive on the side of the road, and was actually heading home from work with the old man, and I said to my dad, I said, oh, let's pull over, have a look at that one, I'll just have a bit of a look. Anyway, the base looked pretty good, pretty fat, had these multiple trunks here. So I said, oh, how about we just check for next time, we'll just check how loose it is. And it was strong as, you know, like you see the size of this base, strong as. So I said, oh, let's just scratch around for a while with a screwdriver and let's see if it just loosens up a bit. So we scratched around, we had nothing to dig with, no shovels, nothing. No pickaxe. So we scratched around for a bit, it was still pretty firm. I said, oh, I'll just scratch a bit more. About an hour and a half later it came out. I mean, to be honest, I had no intention of leaving it there for the next time. I thought, while we're here, let's get it out. See? Dog's being crazy. Yeah, come. Up. Yeah, Leo's jumping around here. But so I had no intention of leaving it there really, to be honest, but the old man thought I was just prying around. So about an hour later with a screwdriver we got it out. I cut all the branching back, did a little bit of carving, and basically I had no branching apart from the main branches that you see here, and I may have left a couple of secondary branches on, but probably not really. And for the first year or two it really grew strong, you know, like pretty much what you can see here grew in the first 2 years. Just me cutting it back all the time, looking after it. And then, to be honest, the last 2 years it's just sat. I repotted it probably maybe 3 years ago, maybe 2, I'm not sure, but for the last 2 years it's pretty much just sat, so I'm really keen to repot it and have a look at the roots and see what its problem is, because it's really sat there. It'll grow a little bit and it'll die back, grow a bit, die back, and every shoot that grows out it sort of turns purple and dies back a bit, so it hasn't been very happy for a couple of years, and I'm not sure why. Being an olive, you'd think it'd be fine. So anyway, so I'll repot it, have a look at the roots, see what I can see. Definitely be very careful for this one for whatever roots it does have on it, because I don't want to set it back anymore. And then I'll repot it in some fresh soil and just hopefully by a miracle it grows better next year. But yeah, this year it really didn't grow at all. Only a few shoots grew. But anyway, I hope it doesn't die, I hope it's fine. And just having a bit of a soup. So I'll get to repotting it. Cheers. Okay, well I've pulled off the good moss that I could find. It didn't have weeds and crap in it. A lot of this Irish moss here is no good. There's also a lot of liverwort in there. Anyway, let's get this tree out of the pot. I'll just take it off this turntable. Just tip it back. Let's have a look underneath. See if I put any wires on to hold it. No, it doesn't look like it, so I'll just carefully lift it out. So even though I glued this pot, you know, it's held together pretty well for the last, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 3 years. See if we can just pull this out. This could even break this pot, I'm not sure, because it's already been broken. Okay, so it seems like there's some sort of roots, whether they're the tree roots or weed roots. Leo, I need that moss, buddy, hey? You need to learn some manners, bud. It's not good, buddy. You can have that piece. Wally. Okay. Let's see how she comes out. I really don't want to wreck the bark on this old thing because there's a lot of age looking. Leo, you're going to have to be kicked out soon, bud. Huh? Do you want to go outside in the cold? Do you? No. No. Leave. Leave. No. Crazy dog. Oh, really am having a hard time getting it out here. There's no easy place to grab it because it's all fairly uniform, so to grab it and lift it, it's very hard. Okay. Alright, so we've got a half out. I'm just going to grab a strong branch. Okay. Move the pot to the side. Hopefully the dog will sniff the pot. I'll put the pot on the ground, he can have a sniff of that and that'll keep him away from what I'm doing. Alright, so what can we see here? Well, I don't see a lot of roots for 2 or 3 years, you know. There's some here and there, but I'm not joking, a lot of these are probably weed roots. Okay, so it's not overly happy. Can't see a lot of roots. Seems very wet, this soil mixture, but we have had a lot of rain here in the last month, which is something different. I've had about 64 mil in the last month, which is good. What do you reckon, dog? I don't think you want that. Dirt. Hey. So generally it wouldn't have been too wet. It's only now that it's really wet. So I don't think that's a problem. I'm not sure what the problem is. It just doesn't seem to have the vigour that a normal olive should have. Don't know whether it was too small a pot. Did I let it dry out too much? Maybe. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape all this old weed crap off the top. And then I'm going to get my root prong out and just sort of loosen up the roots a little bit. Try and get some fresh soil in there. And then once I've cleaned up the roots, have a look at what's left as far as roots and what sort of size pot I can get it into. And hopefully in the new pot, or even if it goes back into the old pot with fresh soil, hopefully it'll be happier. I can keep it in a happier spot. So yeah, like I say, I'm not sure why. Most of my olives do pretty well, so this one has been a bit sad. Another option, if you really got desperate, is you could put it in the ground. You could put it back in the ground for a year or two, and that would really make it strengthen back up, but not sure why it's been weak, and I don't really want to put them back in the ground because olives should be strong enough to survive on their own. The only experience I've had with olives not thriving is when you get the fruiting variety, because the fruiting variety is not as strong. So there's a small possibility maybe this is a fruiting variety, not the wild variety, but I don't think so. I think it's still the wild variety. But it may not be, so anyway. We'll repot it today, see how it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to comb the roots out. I'll probably do it on hyperlapse and I'll catch when I've cleaned it up. Okay, well, welcome back. I've got a couple options here. I've decided not to bare root it. There's actually quite a few good roots here, so hopefully the tree's going to be fine. It's just had an off year and it'll be okay next year. There's a lot of fine roots in there, so I hope it's good. But anyway, there's two choices to repot it. I can put it back into the pot it was in, which doesn't really suit it, you know. It's a bit of a strange looking pot, very bright. Probably not quite for that one. It'd probably be more for a deciduous tree rather than the olive evergreen. But anyway, it's either that one or I repot it into this one, but I'm not sure whether the depth on this one is enough. So I guess we'll have to test fit it and see. If it is, I think it'll suit it better, if it does fit. We'll just have a quick look. Okay, so, alright, so it looks like it's going to fit front to back fine. And it'll probably fill up fine. It's not as deep a pot as the other one. It's probably the only difference, you know, like this pot, very similar size. In fact, it doesn't even look much deeper there, does it? Very similar size, so that's good. So I'll put it in this new brown pot, or non-glazed pot, whatever you want to call it. I think it should suit it better. So it looks like it's going to fit. So then, I guess the question is, if that's the front, you know, exactly where I want the front is another thing. And even once I decide that, do I want it to the left? Like so. And maybe I do, because this side has been restricted a fair bit in the old pot, and you can see there's not many roots on this side to support this side of the tree, so could be a good idea to move it to that side, because this side's got a fair bit of room. Front to back, well, think I'll just sort of centre it because both sides need some room to grow. So I'm thinking maybe even there. Whether or not, sorry about my head in the way, but I've got to have a bit of a look. I don't think there's a good choice. And also it's probably not bad from the front. That would be the front there somewhere. So maybe there, I'll get some soil, stick it in. I think I showed you in the repotting of the bottle brush, if you want to have a look how you stick it in. Otherwise I'll probably do it in hyperlapse because it's pretty boring to watch someone stick the tree in. Just got an old weed here I'm going to pull out. It's extremely difficult to get that out. Woo! Have a look at that. That's all from the stem of that weed there. That was a big weed that was in there. And that was connected to this weed here. Believe it or not, that was sitting in there. So that could have something to do with it not growing very well, but I don't think so because, you know, apart from the last few months, there was not a lot of weeds in here, so I'm not sure why, but we'll see how it goes next year anyway. Alright, I'll get to putting the soil in. Like I say, I'm not bare rooting it today because I'm a little bit worried about its health, and to be honest, the soil in there is not bad, you know, like it's still pretty good loose soil, almost like you get straight out of the bonsai, you know, bonsai mix anyway. So I'm going to leave that in there and just put some soil around, no worries. I'll do that in hyperlapse. Cheers. G'day, welcome back. So here we are. I've repotted it. Let's see how she grows. Hopefully she grows fine. I've put the moss on, filled up the soil. I used a little bit of chopsticks to get it in, or my root rake, but to be honest I didn't need to do too much because I left a lot of the old soil in, sort of like the heart of the root ball. I didn't have to work it in a lot between roots, so because there was already soil in there, so I sort of just pushed it in around the edges with my fingers mainly, and then just chucked it on top and then put some moss on. So I'm pretty confident there's no air pockets in there, so should be pretty good. I'll give you a spin of the tree on the way out. That's about it, no worries. Cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.